Are you a carbon detective? Do you care about the environment? Well, if so, then let's solve this mystery together. Every day when I go to school, I eat lunch in the cafeteria. And every day I have exactly the same lunch: chicken nuggets, sweet potato fries, and broccoli. But recently, I've started to wonder how these foods got to my school. Are they local, or do they travel a long way? Maybe someone ate a bug on the farm. Maybe the soil where they grew my veggies has bugs in it. Turns out that all of these questions can be answered by calculating food miles. Hi, I'm here with Minute Earth. Food miles is the distance that food is transported from where it is made to where it is sold. To figure out the food miles of my lunch, we need to investigate where the ingredients in my meal come from. Let's start with the chicken nuggets. They come from a big factory farm on the other side of the country. The chickens are raised there. Then they're slaughtered and turned into chicken nuggets. So let's imagine I trace the path of my meal back to this factory farm. A truck would have delivered feed to the farm before that. The feed was probably shipped in a train car. And before that, the train traveled by barge down a river to a port where it was loaded on a cargo ship. I bet it took at least 100,000 barge trips to deliver all of the feed to all of the farms in the country. That's a lot of carbon emissions. But what about the sweet potato fries and the broccoli? Do they have a lower carbon footprint because they don't involve raising animals? Not necessarily. Here's one way that my sweet potato fries get to me. First, sweet potatoes are harvested in fields all over the country. Then they're sorted by size and quality. Then they're washed, peeled, cut, and frozen. And finally, they're packaged and shipped to my school. I bet that this whole process uses even more energy than the trip from the factory farm. And what about the broccoli? It grows really easily in almost any climate. So maybe it comes from a local farm? Nope. Turns out the broccoli in my school lunch travels all the way from California. It's picked, sorted, packed, and shipped fresh. But since it's not frozen, it needs to be refrigerated the whole way. That means that my meal travels thousands of miles every day, which creates lots of carbon emissions. I decided to ask my school if they could buy some of their cafeteria food locally. When I talked to the chef, she said that she already buys lettuce and carrots from a local farm stand. She also gets milk from a dairy farm down the road. But she can't buy everything locally. For example, she can't get fresh apples in the middle of winter. That's when I realized that even though it's fun to know where my food comes from, it's not always possible to get local food year-round. So now I'm working on a plan to bring more local food to my school. I am gonna start small by asking the school if we can plant a mini garden outside our classroom. I think it'll be so much fun to get our hands dirty. My friend Leo isn't as excited. He thinks we should use the time to analyze data on the best foods to grow in our area and the costs and logistics of starting a school garden. But I told him that if he helps me plant the garden, I'll let him pick the first vegetable we grow. So now he is measuring the amount of sunlight that different parts of the school receive at various times of the day. We're planting seeds in our classroom, but we also have an opportunity to change the way our school lunches are made. Now we just have to convince the principal that a school garden is a good idea. Stay tuned to see how we do it. Wherever you live, there's probably a farm nearby that sells fresh food. Can you map where your favorite foods come from? Share your map in the comments below. All of the food that we eat travels a winding path to get to our plates. That's why it's called the food chain. Subscribe to our channel to explore more food mysteries. Don't forget to keep on thinking. Thank you for watching.